you buy lunch from the same food truck?
No, I always say.
Which one is the best?
Honestly, I really like the Mexican one.
Mexican?
Yeah.
Where is the Mexican?
It's the one right next to that Korean one we talked about.
Korea. Is that Diamond Road Street?
No?
In front of
It's one of the ones next to the biology building.
oh, there's a food lot. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Korean one.
Yeah, it's right next to the Korean one. Yeah.
Mexican. Is it spicy?
It is pretty
Mexican.
spicy, but I like it because I think it's more authentic. I don't know why, but I think it is. Because at least one of my favorite is their chicken quesadilla. And yeah, the chicken quesadilla. And I've ordered chicken dishes from other food trucks, and they're always the red kind, you know, the one that comes in chunks.
Chunk?
You know,
Red? What? Red lot?
like when I order chicken from other food trucks, they're always like clumpy and red. I don't know why they're so red, but they are.
Is that the kind of food color?
I don't know, but it just doesn't feel as natural. Whereas this one, the one here is like, it's
Like a real chicken?
yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's more brown. It's
Oh.
like
That tastes good?
certainly,
Better?
yeah. And I think in all of their dishes I've had, they always include some, I think it's like celery, a few pieces of radish, some,
Oh, you mean Mexican food?
well, what I'm saying is they include a bit of salad
Salad.
inside all of their dishes. Yeah.
From this Mexican food truck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Some vegetables, right?
What is that?
See, that's because the Lexus, that one is 50. When you graduate from college, maybe you need a car.
Well, I need a license first.
Huh?
I need a license first.
The license will be soon. Kind of car.
I just want one that's reliable.
Yeah. Yeah. You said right after your fingerprint, they already send you an email.
Yeah.
Did they tell you when you will get the final certificate?
Well, I haven't read the email yet because I don't want to click the link because they said you can only do it on the laptop.
Oh,
The phone, if it doesn't work, then you have to do it all over again. greener?
Yeah, because it stays a lot of rain.
Oh, true.
Greener.
I didn't know how I could, study for 5 hours straight.
You can always come up to the wall, exercise. So sometimes we can go to the recreation center for the student recreation.
You're gonna have to be more careful walking here because I think I've seen at least 3 poos.
Oh, you mean dog food?
Some kind of poo, yeah. Let me see.
I didn't step on food.
Doctor Who mentioned that he did an experiment where he cultured bacteria at 37 degrees and then froze them at 8. And then he...
Frozen at 8?
8 degrees Celsius, yeah. And then now he wants me to design some kind of experiment where he does pretty much the same thing but cultures them at 22 degrees instead. But the thing is, like, other than him mentioning that, like, it's gotta be at like a single generation, I don't know if I barely understood anything he said.
Single generation. That means each spot usually is one generation, right? So that you can imagine if you smear or spread, then it may mix. So single generation, that means all that spot come from one single bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the concentration of your bacteria, the number density should be very low.
Okay.
You don't want to mix some. So how do you detect whether it is single generation or multiple generation?
You mean whether it came from a single plate or multiple plates?
No. Just how do you determine? This is a kind of analytical chemistry. How do you determine one spot? All those bacteria from that single spot is same generation. That means assuming their division rate is the same. One divided into 2, the 2 divided into 4.
So, like, there was a question I asked Dr. Who a few days ago where, like, I was looking at the 2 papers, and for this graph, these 2 graphs on 2 different papers that had the same exact conditions, they seemed so, like, different. Like, on the SHS graphs, the absorbance for one of them was like 2 or 3 times the other. And I asked him that, and he said it's either due to changes in how the laser is set up, or it's due to changes in the colony. Like they came from different colonies, and that might have been a factor. And I was wondering if that could be a way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, different colony I don't know, what, this is a different field. So I usually focus on the laser optical part, but since for the bacteria, it seems it's pretty important during the bacterial preparation. So although in the paper maybe just 1 to 2 sentences, but it seems to make a lot of difference in the result, just like what you mentioned, the 2 results.
So wait. If we need to prove that these bacteria came from a single spot, why not just grow the bacteria from a single spot? So they're automatically just from it.
But from single spot, for human being, that is single spot. If the single spot, the starting bacteria has 2 bacteria, what happens? Then one is splitting the rate. The other is have different splitting rate. Then the one has like
Well, then you would
5 generations when you take up, but the other is have 7.
Well, then you would just do street plating, right?
I don't know. This is purely imagination.
Like one of the
Have you-
research doctor who sent me was that like in order to isolate colonies, you would just fill in a third, and then like sterilize the wand, and then just draw lines from that to the other third, and sterilize and then draw lines here, so that each third became progressively less bacteria, so that like by the third one there would be so few colonies left that they could just be like seen by eye, like differentiated clearly. Like
But I never grow bacteria, therefore even I was curious. So you know what? That is a very good question for you to ask about the food. So if I were you, I would make appointment like a day before, so that he would know when you want to meet.
I know.
Yeah,
He already said after the group meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, good. That is good. Yeah. But that's okay. This is the beginning. So you can also search internet to see whether other people have this answer. Maybe have you check YouTube or something with anyone mentioned this.
Honestly, I had like a very mistaken understanding of what single generation meant.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like bacterial cell splits in 2. That's the first and second generation. I guess that's not simple. Yeah.
And also you need a high enough number of bacteria, not just one divided by into 2. 2 bacteria, it's hard to find them, right?
I know.
How for E. coli? Are you talking about E. coli?
Probably.
For E. coli, what is the division rate? That means how long does it take to divide?
Depends on the temperature.
1 hour or 10 hours?
My original question was like, is that really what we mean by generation? Because
That is also a good question. What does generation mean in this case?
just like earlier you were talking about like having a colony from a whole plate, and then putting that colony on a new plate and culturing it. That would be would that be another generation?
That's a good question. What does generation mean here? I imagine the generation is you have one E. coli, and E. coli will divide into two, right?
And then that's the second generation?
Yeah. That is a daughter. And then the two divide into four. That is a granddaughter, right?
But
Is that right?
that was my original assumption.
And
Like,
what is your current understanding?
well, I don't know now. Like, I'm hoping it's not that because, like, bacteria are just way too numerous, and like there's divisions happening all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fluid.
Yeah.
There's no like.
So that
Yeah.
is why I think you may need a single bacteria. That means a very low concentration. Eventually spread out. Maybe just one spot contain only one.
Plus, a single one seems very like unusable for me.
I don't know. Maybe for that, if you only spread that granddaughter, there's no daughter or grandmother. So that's the seventh generation, right? So you only wonder, how do you separate the daughter and the granddaughter? So this is something you need to ask about. What do you mean by this? If you haven't understood the basic concept, how can you design, right? So that is why I want you to talk to
I know.
not assume. You don't want to start from the beginning. All those undergraduate students working in research lab, they don't have much time. Basically, they borrow the PI's some idea and make some PowerPoint. Then say, I did some research. Turn out 99% is not their work.
Yeah, I saw this poster about
How can they
like
do something?
like some distribution of some species in the
Yeah.
wild, and I asked her like, what was your contribution, and she said, oh, it's just me fiddling around with the data. That's all."
Yeah, just tiny bit. Yeah, so you can see if the PI, the professor nice and put their name on, if there is a publication. But if you just tiny bit and no show in the lab most of the time, then usually not, right? But if you work hard every day, where even though you didn't contribute too much, but your effort was right, then they say, okay, we need to give Zachary some credit, so because he needs to apply for graduate school, then kind enough for the so that is the idea for you to work, and also in the beginning you can study by yourself, but eventually you need an assignment. Because time, do not shoot, because the sensor, right?